Hi, I'm Peter. This is the Peter on Health channel. This video is called My Take on the Carnivore Diet. So I watched this video over the weekend. It's a long interview with this woman here. It's like an hour and 20 minutes, and this is a picture of the. This is a picture of her at age 25, obese, and this is a picture of her at 43. And you can see the title, Woman Eats Only Meat for 13 Years. So I showed that to my wife, and she's definitely doesn't look like this. She's got a little bit extra body fat. I mean, we're both fast approaching 60. Who doesn't? Me. But most people my age, don't, aren't 12% body fat like me. But she's been eager to do, like different stuff, get healthier. Um, Not the most, I don't know, just, what's the word? You like being criticized, like super organized person, right? So, there's different paths to it. You could do intermittent fasting, which is what I do, but you got to be super organized for that. You could do exercise every day, like go running, weightlifting, whatever. But that takes energy, and sometimes you get older and a little bit flagging. You could, there are just other things to do. But I think the easiest thing to do would be to do this: eat meat for how long? And so that's what my take is going to be. Is like, this woman doing 13 years, but the key thing is, what 13 years? It was between the ages of 30 and 43 or whatever, 31, 43, or whatever. That's the 13 years. You're a kid then, you're a kid at 43. But look, you're still, young. And, so for me, my take on it is I think it's a great reset, and other things I've read, it reset your biome, like absolutely. Your microbiome in your gut. I mean, the first 2 weeks, everything I've read and heard, it's like you're going to get diarrhea, constipation, whatever, as your body's readjusting. And then after that, then everything starts to kick in nicely, and you're feeling great, and people are losing body fat, and their energy's through the roof, and inflammation's down, their autoimmune systems are down, and so like it's got some good things, right? But in America, like everybody's, well, if it worked for a day, it'll work for 2 days. If it worked for a month, it'll work for 2 months. If it works for whatever, it'll work forever, or 13 years, So this woman's feeling good at 43. Like, should she do this like through her 50s, through her 60s, through her 70s? And my take is she ain't going to make it to her 70s. I mean, so there's only been like one, well, maybe there's been more, cultures in history who only ate meat, for their diet. And, it's the Eskimos. And it has to be like a far north or far, like Arctic or Antarctica, because, like plants can't grow there. So you basically got to eat the seals or whatever animals are crawling around that frozen tundra. And so the Eskimos, are a great example for us. And, um, you know, the short answer is under the age of 50, they're as healthy as can be. They're like vigorous, they're whatever, right? But men and women who appear to be over 60 were rare. You could find skeletons of, 2,000 years ago, this article was saying, where they had, cardiovascular disease. It's like, it ain't good to be eating meat, only meat, for your entire life. And, you want to know, like, a simple argument for that we weren't meant to eat only meat our entire life. How about these teeth, right? Like we got like incisors. Clearly we're meant to eat meat. We wouldn't have these rippers at the front of our teeth. But what about these mashers at the back of our teeth, the crunchers like cows, right? We're omnivores. We're meant to eat everything as humans. That's why we have the teeth that we have. So these people who are thinking, well, if carnivore works great for a month or 13 years for this woman, like, why not do that like constantly? And then people will try to argue that, oh, that's what our forebears did. Yeah, right. How lucky you were to be like hunting, and like you just had your, like your pick of the animal, like, always, and it's just nuts. It's nuts, right? We're omnivores. And but the problem with this one is, like, here's this woman, 13 years, she's in peak health, and like her body's whatever, she hardly exercises, she walks with, whatever. And you know, I don't know. Let's see in 20 years. That's a problem. 20 years she'll be 63, or she won't, because she won't live that long, because she'll go through menopause, and the protection of estrogen, progesterone will be gone, and like, she'll die of a stroke or heart disease, or maybe not. Maybe she lives to like 90 and 100. Like, we don't know. This experiment is too short. But me, I'm not having it. Like, a month, sure, do it for a month to reset, but this idea of like an ongoing diet, nuts to me.